All right, now we're going to talk about the NCAA Week 4 picks. And so we're going to go right into some of the biggest games of Week 4. And we'll start with Auburn. I don't know if you call this a big game or not. Auburn's going to be playing Kansas State. I'm not expecting a lot from Kansas State.
Is this game? If this game is on the road at Kansas State, I give Kansas State
it's at Kansas State.
Okay.
Yes.
You just don't know. I know that Snyder, the coach there at Kansas State, he can have good teams some years. So I'm not banking on it, but Thursday night, weird things happen sometimes.
I think Auburn will just have to watch out. I think they can handle it. You just got to be careful.
The thing Kansas State has going for them is they had a bye week last week, and then it's going to be at home for them. They have everything going for them in that sense, but goodness, I just still look back to that a couple years ago. Auburn's a weapon at the moment.
They could have played for the national title with Colin Klein, Heisman frontrunner, and they just whiffed.
Yeah.
I don't remember who, but it was just like
except remember that was a whiffing, so they were still beating opponents.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got the next game, Florida, who survived a triple overtime against Kentucky. They're going to be playing Alabama, who survived. No, they didn't survive.
Okay, real quick,
they beat Southern Miss.
I think Florida struggling against Kentucky basically ruined the hype for this game.
It did. It
was like people were getting excited when Florida goes out. Triple overtime against Kentucky? Are you kidding me?
Let's remember, Kentucky has recruited well recently, and I'm not talking about basketball. Maybe they're getting some of those basketball players to win national titles to play football. And the thing about Florida is they lost. It was at home at night.
No excuses.
Yeah,
you got to blow.
And I want to have big expectations for Alabama, but I was once again not impressed with the D, even against Southern Miss.
Sure.
They allowed this team to move on them, and this is a team that for the last 2 years before this didn't win a single game.
Sure.
So
let's remember, Florida has playmakers. Now, can they put it together and have chemistry and actually do something at Alabama? Most likely not. But they got fast players.
It's at Alabama.
Oh,
Dunbar, remember Quentin Dunbar? He is fast. They've got playmakers. Can they put it all together? Most likely not. But
this year, Alabama's offense, I would say, is better than their defense. Their rushing attack,
which is unusual for them.
Excelling as quarterback.
Lane Kiffin, let's give him a little props. Okay.
No.
Only when they win a national title.
Okay, now the next one, Clemson and Florida State.
Okay.
Okay. I'm expecting. It's game day, but I'm expecting. My opinion is for Clemson to really blow it here.
Right. But real quick, let's try putting it on the bright side for Clemson and just see what we can do. Last year, they get blown away by Florida State. Sure. It's not even close. They get a bye week this year.
They get a bye week. Is that going to help?
I don't think so. I mean, again, we've been eating our words the last few weeks on a lot of games, so maybe. I mean, the way
I would love to see Clemson make us eat our words. I don't think it's going to happen.
Could the way that Florida State played against Oklahoma State, if somehow Clemson could do something, and maybe, I don't know. I doubt it.
I think it comes down to whether or not Florida State's just going to do what they usually do, or if they're going to kind of come out a little slow.
Sure.
It'll depend. Can Clemson capitalize and just score a touchdown when they have the opportunity?
I think the key is if Jameis Winston steals some more crab legs from Publix, maybe he'll get to go to jail or something.
The key is Jameis Winston needs to not be in the game. Yeah. Okay. Oklahoma, who pretty much manhandled Tennessee last week.
It wasn't a thrashing.
It was
pretty bad. And then they're going to be at West Virginia.
Okay.
And West Virginia, they just squeaked by the Terrapins.
The Turtles.
Whatever that is. Yeah, the Turtles of Maryland. And so, if you look at those two and what happened last week, you would think.
Yeah. I like West Virginia's chances to make this a game. I think trick it at quarterback.
Trick it.
I think we saw against Alabama, right?
Every team he's played
I think
against.
offensively, West Virginia has something, but defensively is, I think, where they're struggling.
And that's Oklahoma's got a good defense.
That's
so if you got into if somehow they were to get into a gunslinging contest,
it's going to come into turnovers,
well.
I think.
But
gets more turnovers.
Sure.
Yeah, and you got West Virginia and Oklahoma, so gunslinging, I get that. All right, so then we have Mississippi State. And Mississippi State's going to be at LSU.
Okay.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Sure.
But Mississippi State's undefeated. LSU.
Is this every year we hear that? Mississippi
do.
State's undefeated because they played
I
nobody.
feel like that. I feel like that with Ole
Hey, real
Miss. I
quick.
feel like that with Mississippi State.
Mississippi State does pull off upsets every once in a while in the SEC.
Okay.
Against Vanderbilt? Or-
Against Vanderbilt and Kentucky and those teams. Even if they beat, this is a huge if they beat LSU, who do they play after that?
Yeah, that'd be Texas A&M.
And then who do they
who
play
they play
after
after
that?
that? Then they
They're
play
done. But-
Auburn after that.
Let's remember,
They're in trouble.
they're going to Death Valley
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
I was just like,
They're
they're
dead.
dead.
They're dead. All right, and then as far as the last one we want to talk about, because you want to talk about
I wanna
it,
talk about it, of course.
Louisiana Lafayette are going to be at Boise State.
If this isn't a blowout,
You're going to be really disappointed, huh?
you will laugh at this is a Sun Belt team. The Sun Belt's basically the joke of football right now.
Just ask Troy Trojans about that right now.
Speaking of Troy, they're playing Georgia.
Oh my word.
Well,
That's the saddest thing ever.
All I can say is the Ragin' Cajuns, if they can just get a little bit of that Ragin' Cajun inside of them out onto the field.
Onto that blue field.
Is this at?
It's
It's
at
at
Boise.
Boise. No, he's done. It's over. In the story.
All right, so that's our excitement for week 4. And
Wait, real quick.
Yes,
Before
go
we
ahead.
finish, what I'm gonna say is one of these teams is gonna lose. Of all these games, that's what I'm thinking. That's my upset of this
out of
week.
all these teams
Of all
we've
these
talked
teams
about,
that I've just said, be
one of the
Florida
ones
beat
that we said is
Alabama,
gonna win for
West
sure.
Virginia beat Oklahoma, Mississippi State beat LSU. One of these teams is gonna come
who's
out.
gonna be
What
next
is your
year?
picks? For which game?
Which game is
Out
going to
of
be
all
upset?
these, I would say West Virginia over Oklahoma.
I'm afraid to say which one. So I'm not going to say anything.
I agree with Josh. I think West Virginia. We didn't say anything about Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. Any opinions?
I think Virginia Tech
Virginia
shouldn't
Tech
have too
run
much
game
trouble.
should be able to stop.
I think their run defense should be able to. But we'll see.
All right, see you guys next week.